Greetings, my little guzzlers. We're going to make some jam. I haven't made jam before. And I need some jam, and I don't want to get buying it because I want to make everything myself. Well, actually, thinking about it, what I'm going to be making, I'm not making everything, but anyway, I want to make my own jam. So for that, I'm going to need 400 grams of fresh strawberries that we're going to hull and slice up. An equal amount of jam sugar. Now jam sugar is not ordinary sugar, you probably know that anyway, but jam sugar has pectin added, and that will help make the jam. Okay, so you can't just use ordinary sugar. And I've got a tablespoon of lemon juice, and that's all we're going to need, and obviously a saucepan to do it in. So I'm just going to get these strawberries hulled and sliced, and I'll chuck them into my pan. So that's my strawberries all hulled, as it were, all dehulled, and chopped up a little bit, and I'm just going to put that on the heat, and the medium heat. I've put in that lemon juice, and all we're going to do is we're just going to heat this through for a couple of minutes, okay, to try and soften the strawberries up. So I've set a timer, it's about 2 minutes, all right, till they've started to soften up a bit. So these now have softened, and so I'm now just going to add in that sugar, and we're now just going to keep stirring that until all that sugar has dissolved in. Now these strawberries aren't overly ripe, okay, it's not quite the right season in England anyway for strawberries, so these are foreign strawberries, and to be honest, they're not the ripest. But anyway, like I say, we're now just going to stir that until that sugar's all dissolved, at which point we're then going to turn the heat up and we're going to boil it for about 5 minutes. Sugar's all dissolved, I've turned the heat up, and I'm just going to now boil it for 5 minutes, giving it the occasional stir, obviously because we don't want anything catching or anything like that. Right, that's 5 minutes boiling, and all we're going to do from now is just take it off the heat. Actually, I'll put it over there. Let it just settle down a little bit. Now to test whether it's set, you need a cold plate. I've just put that in the fridge because it was quite warm when it came out of the cupboard. It's got quite warm in here today. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to dribble about half a teaspoon's worth onto that plate, and then we're just going to leave it for about a minute and then test and see whether it's set. If it's not set, then we just boil it a bit more, and then we repeat until we're happy that it's setting. So after a minute, what we're doing is we're just touching it with our finger. Well, that's still too runny. It's almost there, but we need it just so it's sort of like a little bit set, but it will wrinkle when I push it. So back on the heat, and we boil it for another 3 or 4 minutes. So there's our finished jam. And like I say, I mean, I put it in a jar, but I've made it simply because I want some strawberry jam to go into a dish that I'm making later. So I'll let this cool a little bit, and then that's your jam ready.